Welcome back to another episode of $8 a glass. My name is Nick, aka the man with the plan, never been to Sudan or Iran.
Okay.
We got TJ, aka the GOAT. All right. Greatest of all TJs. He is absolutely one of the best TJs I know.
Top TJ.
He's definitely top tier TJ. And then we have Dr. Shin Nguyen. He is a master of capitulation and dreadlock.
That's not a good thing. I feel like that's not a good thing.
I don't know what it means, but I thought I'd throw it out there.
Master of
All right,
capitulation.
so today, once I say master of masturbation,
I gotta look. I gotta Google it now.
I gotta look it up too.
For context.
Master of giving up. That niggas them run rapid. But go ahead.
That's what capitulation.
When you capitulate,
that's what capitulation.
when you give up on the wipe.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I still stand by what I say. So, welcome back. What we talking about today? I know. I think we need to discuss.
I don't know.
This whole situation about like growing up, right? When you're growing up, people always tell you what you shouldn't be doing, right? They always say, oh, don't do no drugs because your brain go rotten out and you can be on the streets. Oh, don't be juicing because your juicing can get you into debt. Oh, don't go there, but them boys on the corner because you go on the corner, they can drive by and kill all y'all. Oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But it's always, don't do this, but never do this instead. It's almost like you have to find your own reason and own way to do things outside of, well, if I can't do this, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think that's a good little topic for us to start, Rod. So I mean, like some examples, right? Stephen, I'll stop to you first. Some examples of that would have been what for you? What was something that you hear, hey, you do this and that's pretty much you?
I mean, for me, it's different because then I wasn't allowed to ride bike. So it was kind of extreme in my case. My grandma was like, "That's a death trap."
You want death?
Which is weird because she let my cousin ride it. My cousin was a girl.
She's like, no, let her ride. Let her ride. Let her ride.
Whenever the neighbor's like, "You wouldn't learn how to ride a bike? Get away from that! That's a death trap." So,
But you could go, sweetie. Hold on. The brakes wake in.
Right.
Didn't even take the line off.
Same thing with like rollerblades. That's a death trap. Couldn't do that. Only thing I could do is walk. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of different things where I think that they would. So like they raised us out of fear. At the same time, it's like they didn't raise us. They raised us out of negative. They didn't raise us out of positive. So they didn't ever say, yo, this is how you get a mortgage. Or this is how you don't have to get a mortgage. So that unlike me, who have a 35-year debt, let me make sure that you straight. You know what I mean? Like, it feel like a lot of stuff was like all the mistakes that they was afraid of. That's what they was teaching us, as opposed to the thing. Because like, babe, it's a bunch of things in life that you already learn about until it was time. Like, or maybe it's just me once again. Insurance. But I just assume everything that costs $1 million when I was a child, babe. Because like I didn't understand how insurance worked. I didn't understand how much electricity was. I didn't understand nothing. Like no bills specifically. It was just like.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I used to hear. I used to hear, don't turn that AC on. Because if you turn that AC on, the light bill could be through the roof.
Right.
Right? Now, you say a rich boy, but this was a window unit, bro. And this was a window unit that come with this house when we moved there. So they technically, now that I'm older, I can agree. That unit they didn't have no energy efficiency, any idea about electricity back then. So when it finally blew up, but I let my dad know until now.
That was you.
I say, hey, this AC just freak out when they look like BEC must he hit it. You know, you could have
that. To this day, I think AC expensive. like I know that like part of my brain knows like they have energy efficient ones,
Like the Lennox.
right? But my brain is like, no, babe, AC expensive.
Something ain't right. Don't forget when they used to tell you that the TV burning all the power too,
Oh no, they ain't tell me that.
right? Or playing game
Oh,
will
that
destroy the
Nintendo messing
TV.
up the TV. Yeah.
Playing game will destroy the TV, and he was like,
you only had one TV. Well,
It's
I
real.
mean, yeah, I only had one TV.
yeah, but in reality, right?
Yeah, the
like,
thing I'm dial on our TV, man.
I-
So like 13 channels on the LED.
Yes. Anyway, now you really will.
I turn over games on a black and white TV for like years, bro. In our room, we had one old boob tube, black and white TV, yes, bro. And the color TV was specifically reserved for mommy and daddy in their room, bro.
Yeah, you couldn't do.
That's
couldn't
just
do
how
much.
it was.
Right. My old lady bought a rare projection TV one time. She freak out. She spend the money.
We had an antenna.
Bring it in. She bring in this rare projection TV, and you know what? I was hot up, dog. Hot up to play Halo on this TV. But my mommy get on like a real going on me, dog. She say, "But if I get you connect anything to this TV, you're gonna destroy my good TV." I said, "Let me ask you a question. I can try and give you an example. I don't want no goddamn example." I said, "No, you have to
But
have
that
an
TV
example."
still working though, right?
If you watch the TV, yes.
It's still-
if you
so
watch
she was
the
right.
TV, you realize you watch
So
the
she was
image.
right.
But please.
So she was right.
Oh, but please, but no, listen,
But the TV died later on, and nothing to do with me.
hold on 1 second, but please let me tell you this, at least this way. That's the thing when you say for the TV, right? You always used to play, it was the Nintendo, right? And you always used to listen for when that door opened. And mommy them didn't know what they was talking about, but because I played the game, I had a big game problem, right? And when we come in there one time, she opened the door, and she gets me soon. You still up here playing this game? You said, nah, go to your bed, school, da. She walked in there, and she turned the TV off. Itch? That's good. I was like, yeah, look, she this is
My boy going full.
She going in the room, but when me and Tino had a door closed, I was like, I finished playing, man. So like they didn't know.
TV can turn back on.
They didn't even really understand how yeah, but like they didn't realize that, but like the Nintendo was what on. Like it was the VCR and we was like, but we ain't gonna tell you, but
And that's the thing, right? So
she's like, itch, but she thought she get me do, but
she got you.
Destroy you.
He didn't get me that easy.
He was shocked. He ain't say nothing.
Because your fun gone.
He
No.
said, gosh,
That's right.
dang. So the thing is, right? What coming down to that whole point of an affair thing, right? Even like hanging out with, I even realized like to this day, like I still have the effects of, because some of that fare is good. You need some fare, right? Someone gotta have some fare somewhere. You saying, no, bro. My fear of becoming a Jones on the side of the road stopped me from becoming a Jones on the side of the road.
That would stop me from becoming a Jones. But anyway, continue.
Can't stop you.
Can't stop me from being a Jones. If it wasn't for woman, I'd have been living on the side of the road.
Can't stop you from spilling.
I don't
Exactly.
care.
Can't stop you from spilling Kool-Aid on the shirt. Watch this. The minute a little girl tell you, but stop acting like a little boy, or she call you a little boy, you start wearing more deodorant. You start spilling Kool-Aid on your clothes. As much as your mommy tell you, stop.
You start noticing the dirt on your clothes, but honestly, like if it wasn't for the being a heterosexual man, if I wasn't a heterosexual man, I'd have been living on the side of the road.
Watch out.
No, but you know why? Let me show you why, Nick. Right? Off the bat.
Like who teach you how to ride a bicycle?
I just tell you I don't know how to ride no bike, Nick. I mean, TJ.
But you mean now?
When would I have let?
You still don't ride bike?
If a bike.
I
wish I could ride a bike.
From when you touch Freddy, you can do everything you want to do.
But
you need a iron donkey. You learn how to ride bicycle.
But ex can't teach me how to ride.
A what?
Bike. Pause.
A what?
Frig.
An ex
Wow,
con?
I that was close.
Okay.
That was close.
Ex con.
I catch it, bro.
Apparently, it's very close.
No, sir.
So, my old man teach me how to ride a bike. He had me, I had on the training wheels, right? My old man say,
you are training wheels and all. Wow.
Let me because when you used to buy the
nice.
bike, right? When you're young, they buy the bike come with training wheels on it.
TJ,
And so my
Me
mom
and you grew up on the rough
and
side
it
of
was
the
so
mountain.
easy, dog.
My daddy tried to teach me how to drive, coming up over fade off when you hell, boy. Hold the wheel steady. I like, wait, this is the first time I ever touched the steering wheel in motion
Yeah,
in
but
my
it could be
life.
fun when you go down.
Well, you know, keep the thing straight and say, boy, so when we come over the hill, boy, going up and then over the hill, we don't know what's coming over the hill, boy. My daddy
So,
ain't
you
never
see,
let him teach me nothing, boy.
that's what exists on my hands. It's because of certain mistakes along those lines as well.
What?
But
What?
in reality, my old man told me, yeah, no, I was in Long Island. I was riding on a bicycle, and my cousin then was shooting across the main road because there's only one road. So the bubble. Anyway, they're coming down the hill, and it's unpaved. And they shooting across the road, or they rolling
You
down
follow
this hill.
them.
This hill steep like Hawkins Hill. So when I get to but here's the problem. This will screw me over. I hesitate. I start thinking about, well, if I fall down, my daddy can kill me. That's my thought. And as I'm doing that, I start rolling. Now, this road isn't paved, so if I slam brakes, I just slide in. If I jump off, I fall in. If I ride to the side, I dropping off like a 10-foot drop. It was a whole
There's no right
it's
answer.
like,
Just keep going.
City boy, you ain't on ride no bike. I said, but don't blame me. Then when I do this, a car come turning to come up the hill, and then a car come appear from behind. They try to kill me, bro. I don't get it, you know. But y'all like
you know what had happened, right? It's this.
It's your thumb, yes. We all.
Wait, what are you talking about? I thought you said why he get knocked out.
No, I do
yeah, I thought so too. He's talking about he doing this
and
in
the
the
bubble keeps showing up on the screen, but you ain't that, but.
So fix your thumb, dog.
But I want sit like this. I'm a human being. Why can't I do what the frig I want to do?
Because no other human being in this video is doing that.
So I can sit like this then.
That's why. Yeah, exactly. You see any praying hands popping above your head? Anyway, so we had all those. So what I say is my old man teach me
But
how to
I
ride
feel
bicycle,
like-
but my old man also taught me how to ride bicycle on a fair. Because fair was if I drop and break up this new bicycle, not me. If I drop and break up this new bicycle,
you're beating because money
he could beat me, dog.
Money
And so fair had me ride that bicycle, but I almost dropped like 6 times. I got like this. And I was starting to fall, and I don't know, well, since you never ride bicycle, you wouldn't know, but Tyrone.
Nobody knows how bicycles work.
When they try weighing you off
you got a fixed wheel or a regular thing.
Regular bicycle, but when they try weighing you off training wheels, they'll take one wheel off. So leave one training wheel on one
I feel
side.
like they'll make it more dangerous.
So
yes, but I never have done before.
I used to ride that, right, like that, and then eventually take it off and, it's straight. So then I thought, wait, I know how to ride now, but I take my daddy bike where I can't touch the ground. But somehow it makes sense.
Bust a penny farthing.
So I couldn't sit. So if I couldn't sit, right. So I go on taking bicycle. I'm on 21 speed. Right? Nice boy. I come there, I start, and now do a little drift. And I realize
You ain't drifting.
this, like, even if I stop, how I can get off the bike. So I learn how to fall off the bike. What you do, you let the bike lean and you slam down on the ground. I was prepared for my dad coming home early one day, and I was in the road, and I see him. So for whatever reason, my thought process was, but I just come off the bicycle and leave it on the ground, he ain't a freak out, even though we're in the middle of the road. So I went to rest it down, and I rest me down along with the bicycle. So I fell with the bicycle on top of me, and then when he came out the truck, I was like, no, because I was just showing you, because the bicycle the leg wasn't working on the bicycle. Wait, when I tell you he started slapping me, I remember he slapped me the first time.
See, that's the problem there, Jed. Like, every teachable moment is a backhand, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I had like a hatred for the old man, because the reason why I never joined the gang, it had nothing to do with the gangs themselves, but it was daddy, but.
The fear of my old man, bro. My old man told me one time. Like, I remember once upon a time in one of the other episodes, I told y'all that a threat was you can go to government school if you don't do good in school, and they gonna beat you every day. That's what he used to tell me. And I was like,
that's somewhat racist, Dred. Like,
that sounds
it's
classist.
like
my old man been to government school.
Classes.
Yeah, classist. Yeah, not racist.
And like now it don't make no sense, but back then it was like
He didn't know
oh,
no better. But then he knew you didn't know no better.
Father.
And you know what? In his mind, he's saying, my son's so soft. Look at him. Scared to go to good school. Scared to go to see how Walker.
Downy. Yeah, Downy soft. That'll make him do better in school. It did not.
It never does. But that's
only
the thing.
I only did good. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to do so bad in school that in grade 11, I didn't have to go to summer school, and I thought they kicked me out of school.
That's how bachelors do it usually.
And it's like, no, you pass. I said, so like, this is a joke. You're lying, right?
Yeah,
I used to go to summer school every year, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Only to find out that you really
And my old man them, they used to be so strict on certain things, but they used to, I ain't gonna lie, they really wasn't strict enough for me in school. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
Let me tell you, let me tell you what I used to do. I used to have, it wasn't until grade 12, no, 11, when we had done this trip to Amsterdam for soccer, right? We had to raise money and all that to go.
And now you know why nigga was scared to go to Dingham, scared to go to government school. Hey, TJ, I have never been to Caldwell.
Hold on.
I never get to go to Caldwell as a field trip. This nigga going to Amsterdam.
Listen, for soccer.
This my private school introduce him to prostitutes and they would know, and then to grow him up. But we had to stop spilling Kool-Aid on our shirt to get what he get.
Wow.
A couple of extra.
So go ahead. I'm
about your great life.
Okay, listen, we had to go on North Sundog and raise money. We used to take the 5-gallon jug, go on the road and beg for money to put together there.
People try and go to Amsterdam for less.
What?
Come on now. Andrew Tate been doing this stuff.
My old man did not give me hardly.
No, but
they gave me $400.
Yeah.
They say $400. The ticket and everything was $1,900. So everybody had those jugs, and we went out for about 9 or 10 Saturdays with just jugs, a friggin' 5-gallon jugs, trying to get all that like that, just from people.
See, so wait, so to circle back to the Jones thing, that sounds like a good deal, because you're talking about just working 1 day a week. You able to clear almost $2,000 in 4 days?
Say almost. The plane ticket cost $4, and he said he needed $1,900.
The ticket cost $400.
Nigga had
and he needed $1,900.
The ticket and all that cost $1,800.
I thought he said $1,900, but
$1,800 was the full package, like 18 or 19.
My
old man only gave me $400, and he said, let them help you.
But even $1,200 in 4 days, so a lot of people don't make that in a week. So now
it wasn't 4 days; it was 10 days.
Back then,
10 Saturdays. 10 Saturdays of going out, starting in the sun. From 9 in the morning.
Wait. What time of the day? In the morning or in the afternoon?
In the morning till 3:30.
He missed the cartoon, Stephen, but that's punishment.
I talk about a young child.
He watch exercise.
I talk about as a Joneser, right? Think about clearing that, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't got to worry about having to pay rent or mortgage.
A month.
No, but 10.
Because you make all
10 days is 2 weeks.
Jones is happening, right?
$2,000 at
10 Saturdays.
10. I'm talking about 10 working days. 10 working days. That's 2 weeks of work for $2,000. That's $1,000 a week.
Yes, but
so this nigga clearing $4,000 a month.
So exactly. Like this, like you got a base salary in the first 4 weeks.
Why am I working?
He is sucking penis.
And buying drugs. I've never witnessed that.
All the days I had to get the fare and stealing me to not happen to me. So I feel
that they lying to us. You know why? This case in point, Nick, right?
You Joseph
I think they think they lying to us because they'll say, "Oh, this and that or whatever," right? Hey, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
I see more people die from alcohol poisoning than I see people die who on crack. I know 2 people who admit to me that they on coke, and not on coke, that they did coke, and then they just stop because they say.
Well,
they say it wasn't for them.
Coke is not
fine.
But
I know one dude who on coke
is not fine.
and he's not doing fine. Right? But that's the thing. Crack never killed nobody. Find me one person who crack killed. Crack never killed nobody. I never see crack kill nobody. TJ, think about it now. All the crackheads you know, they survive COVID. They sleep in the snow.
How much people with cocaine we know?
I know 3 people with coke.
Why you know these people, baby?
Crack.
If I tell you,
separate.
if I tell you the industry,
crack is
horrifically
adjusted version.
No. I actually. Yeah, I just forget.
Yeah, so now suddenly you like, I know who this. Because you don't get, you besmirching the good name of crack cocaine. Crack cocaine never killed nobody. It's these other little designer drugs be killing people, whether it's fall asleep or whatever. Crack cocaine makes you a more productive citizen. If you have something to do with your life, if you have a purpose in life, crack cocaine can help you make that happen. Right? And I'm not gonna lie to you. Think about this.
Hey, but like this thing a computer said lag.
Yeah. Case in point, I can't see the screen. I tell you how my screen don't work.
I know.
Case in point, right? Now watch this. When we was children, every sitcom, because the U.S.
I go say when we was children, all us had crack. I'm like, nobody never had crack in the
When we was kids, every sitcom had an episode where somebody would try drugs and it'd be horrible and their life would go off the rails. Sometimes they'll invent a new character just to be, oh, he does drugs. Oh, it's so horrible. Or like that time when Jessie did caffeine and she's like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. I'm Zach. Saved by the Bell.
With a Zach.
Right. That's a classic episode, right? So now, here's the thing, right? We realized that
because one of them go out over when next
that's the same person.
Anyway, go ahead.
Now we realize, right, as adults, the U.S. government, because they had that say no to drugs from the Reagan era in the 80s or whatever, right? They was paying the sitcoms say, hey, here's some money. We could pay y'all this money. Make one episode that's an anti-drug episode. That's why every sitcom had it, because there's like, oh, there's free money. Y'all could pay for a whole. Y'all okay? Give us the money. We can make a garbage episode and then it could be on, right? So every one of them had it for the money. It's the same reason why the national anthem is played at the football games. The U.S. government pays for that to happen. It never used to happen before like 2008, right? People think that, oh, that was always happening. No, it wasn't the national anthem play. The players wouldn't be outside. They made the players come outside after a certain time, after a certain couple of years. It's like, we want the players to be out there so we catch them or whatever. Anyway, long story short. Wait. No, so here's the thing though, right? Niggas them out there saying, okay, marijuana is bad. Then the times change. And all the people who, they tell marijuana is bad, but they still do weed. And then they became Seth, what's your boy name? Seth Rogen. And they start making TV shows, then they're making movies. And then they say, well, weed ain't really that bad. And then the president, 2 presidents admit that they smoke weed. Right? One say he didn't inhale. The next one say, yeah, I smoked weed when I was in college. So now we say, oh, weed ain't bad. So now the new thing is weed ain't as bad as we say. But if they lie to us about weed, why would we believe what they say about crack when I have with my eyes? I have never seen a crackhead die from crack cocaine.
Yeah, but you endorse
I've seen people die from drinking liquor. I've never seen a person die from doing crack. And listen.
Cause you ain't
no, I always see them. Crackheads don't dead. You know when they're dead? When they get clean. As soon as they clean up their life, give their life to God, get married, and they dead.
But
don't blame.
Let me tell you something.
I believe in God. I said they do all they could.
Hold on, stop.
But the crack was keeping them up.
This episode is more
no.
what the parents did. And we have to. We have to address
the parents
your
horrible, and I thought the parents are where we are today. Without crack,
it's okay.
Without crack,
we would be whack.
Listen, here's the thing. What I'm saying, I am not. I am not encouraging.
What a crackhead!
Now we know. I have never seen a crackhead do anything untoward. Like I've seen people do.
Hold on, whatever you said, you wrong.
But I never seen no crackhead ever do nothing wild for money.
Let me explain something to you, boy.
I never see it. I never see it.
Let me explain something to you. I live
Yeah, y'all
off
got
of
kids
Market
different though.
Street in Twine Mary, where we had the elusive
Right.
White Johnson, my brother. We had 5 of them. You know what type of anomaly that is to have 5
But this is
White
at least
Joneses?
less than 10 minutes up from there as well. You think, crackheads...
You ever see them do it?
5 White Joneses, and every last one of them come from wealth. Every last one.
Yep.
This Jones come by me, and whoever the drug dealer is, may he die
Why?
a horrible death. Listen, you got to befriend the Joneses. Let me explain something to you. My old man, before he's moved around this neighborhood, my old man say, this plenty bush around the friend here. My old man bought a flame-throwing device and burned all the bush down in front of our yard across from the wall. And he burned a couch. They had a couch in the bush to do the little crack parties in. And my
Who was
old
the
man
terrorist?
stood there.
But who's the terrorist? The crackhead or your father?
And he wanted to
Your
that.
father,
Now,
your non-crack to his daddy. Your daddy and his crack-free life destroyed their home.
My old man, listen. Crack was whack. Before Temple Christian existed, my old man used to go out every now and then and lick a shot off and make them Josephs know that this ain't the house.
Now, alcohol is a legal drug. We get that, right?
Crack.
But I mean, crack here,
Listen.
nothing to play around.
What is it?
I'm not suggesting that we play with it.
Yeah,
Understand? I'm not
yeah.
suggesting that we play with crack. What I am saying is,
Like it will
Will
ruin
it
your
though?
life.
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think your life.
Dog, you will wish you was dead. You will wish you was dead.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
Steven,
crack will make you think,
Steven,
wow, I have something to live for.
Let me ask you a question. Steven, you drink Monsters, right?
I am
You
on.
drink Monsters, right? You suck
No.
dick for Monsters? Okay, these men are
That's
sucking
what they want to do.
penises
That's what they
for
want to do.
crack.
If that was what I was into,
Yes,
now
you
listen,
want to come by
listen,
me?
Nick. If somebody say,
Listen, that
No.
Joseph come
No.
round by me.
Listen.
Shut up! You shut up! That Joseph come round by me, Tyrone. This Joseph asked me if I had 7 feet of speaking wire. I said, but why you need
That's how
7
much they
feet of
asked
speaking
for.
wire? He said, it's the only thing left on my list. I said, list of what? I had to get 2 scoops again, 7 foot of speaker wire, and 3 3 balloons.
and how
for
much
my
of that
big
was
body.
sucking dick? Not a literal thing on that list was dick.
He left the last
Right.
thing off the list.
He never had to suck
He
no
gotta
dick
suck some
because
dick.
you know why?
What?
Because they
Because
are they're full of, they're ingenuitous. they're full.
Let me tell you something, babe. I told you before, and I think that's where we get confused. I told you before, if we as
Yeah.
society can extract the benefits of crack
Crack is all
and then
benefit.
leave out the penis sucking
They-
and
Here's
all
the
of
thing.
the other stuff where you
See, Nick, what
all
happened?
the
What you
pieces-
have is there are people in this.
My dad would have put a gun in my hand, but as a police officer before he put
Yeah, but
crack in my
understand,
hand.
there are people out there, right? Especially from the 1980s. The people of our parents' generation, they used to look for any excuse to be like, "Oh, I don't like man, I was doing crack," right? And so now they start saying, "Oh, it's the crack make me suck dick." No, they ever did
that's
one.
what niggas
They
is doing,
ever did
they
one
crack.
suck dick. No, TJ. Let me tell you something. If somebody to say, "Hey, I got some hot dogs. I'll suck your dick for a hot dog," because that's what in their head. They ever wanted to suck dick. They ever wanted to suck dick. And listen, that's fine, but don't blame it on crack. Don't. Don't blame it on crack.
Oh my God. This man is wild, okay?
But thank God he ain't no judge, but if you didn't make it, but I had my reasons why I leave law completely, but if you was
I'd
behind
have
the bench, but
This man is trying to give
No,
us a
listen to
case
me.
for crack.
What I'm saying is, let me. Okay, so this is my thing. I'm not saying that people should do crack because here's the problem: crack, marijuana, coke, heroin, alcohol, all these things, they're items, right? And they have a higher propensity to be abused than other things, right? Because of the reward system of the human brain and how it works. I understand that and I appreciate that. Until we deal with the underlying cause of all the problems in society, right? The underlying causes of the problems in society, It is unsafe.
So you think your mommy them shouldn't have make you scared of crack? They should have
No,
told you to do
I'm
crack
saying
instead?
that what they
No,
should
right?
have done is instead of making us afraid of crack, they should have said the reason why crack is so dangerous. So there's studies been done, right? That persons who came back from the Vietnam War, when some of them everybody doing heroin because war so horrible and that's the only way they could cope. The people who came back to a loving family was able to quit heroin cold turkey. The people who came back and their home life was still tumultuous. They didn't have no job. The society didn't accept them. Say, oh, you going over there and you kill them Viet Cong for nothing. Those people stayed hooked on heroin. In the Bahamas, we have a society where it's fractured so horribly. 70% of people born in single parent homes, right? So you don't start off with half a foot. If even not even half a foot. You start off with a toe because you ain't got extended family neither, right? Ain't no job. Food hard to come by, this and that, all this different stress. People getting killed in front of you. People getting killed who you know. All these stresses lead to us being a society where it is very easy to overindulge in things that give us a little bit of comfort. And sometimes it'll be alcohol and drugs. Sometimes it'll be food. Sometimes it'll be sex. All the different things that we look at as vices is people looking for comfort. I don't think that it is the individual thing because the reason why there are people who could do cocaine in the 80s and 1991 saying, yeah, this ain't for me, is because their family structure was still there. They had a support network. Right? So what I'm saying is crack is a scapegoat for the actual problems.
That sounds like something Charlemagne the God would say.
Wow.
That's why I can't really get with it.
I just said, all I'm saying is crack is not the problem. I ain't saying crack is the answer, but the crack is not the problem. It's not the problem. It ain't.
Problem. Look what crack did to the
What
neighborhoods, bro.
Wait, you know the crack the crack was tested in the Bahamas.
This is where I will give. This is where I will give. I have to give the parents credit.
No,
for
but
this.
they shouldn't have made us fair.
Didn't want us part of no firecracker and no wolf park.
They should have teach us how to be loving communities. No, I'm saying, did your parents make you fair heroin?
Choose to stomach.
Yeah, but heroin wasn't available here.
Because certain people didn't have to test it over here before they put it inside the ghettos of the United States. Read the book, man. Read the book. You forget where Joe Biden slipped that? No. That's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing.
Crowdfunding. I feel like I need to start.
But he's like, crack cocaine come from the Bahamas. Crack cocaine was in the Bahamas before it was in the United States.
What you mean?
No, crack cocaine was in New Providence being used. David Allen.
I mean,
no. David Allen.
We know that.
Wrote about how he had observed this new phenomenon of people doing this, and he describes freebasing or whatever because it didn't even have a name yet. Right? It started in the Bahamas, and then when they realized it was working, they took it and they put it in the ghettos of the United States.
Well, always just find a reason to be.
So why didn't they put it in the ghettos of the United States?
Because they also had a similar community as us that could be used there. It's the same reason why you have liquor stores all over the place. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm getting to a point.
It's not the crack.
Why would they take it?
They put it there because they're like, here's a depressed community that we could take advantage of. They need an out. They need something to soothe their ills, and we ain't gonna ever let them win. So yeah, try some crack.
So they gave them the miracle drug known as crack to make them feel better. Is that what you say?
To raise funds, but yes.
They put crack in the neighborhoods to kill
They didn't, but crack didn't kill them. They didn't die from crack. They didn't die from crack. No one has ever. Find me a statistic where somebody died from crack. More people died from alcohol than any other drug.
I just one thing to say. Hold on 1 second. We live in a society, from when I was young, you had like a number of persons that would have died, right? And everyone used to call it what? Cancer, right? Because we black and we have plenty of pride. So Bahamas never wanted to tell you that this person or that person died HIV positive. Yeah, and that was just based on the stigma, but so they ain't gonna tell you somebody died from this because
But I'm saying,
They can
No,
try
no, no, no.
and
But
say something.
no. What I'm
People
saying
talking
is,
about-
everybody always have this example of,
Yeah.
oh, if you do crack, you could be strung out, you can sell all your stuff, you could be on the side of the road, then you could dead, right? But I'm saying all the
'Cause that's
strung out
what's
people
happened. Yeah.
live long, healthy in quotation marks lives.
I say, you
They live
can't
long
say that.
lives.
Yeah, live.
Right?
Yeah, but what kind of long
I mean,
lives
we
they
could
live, though?
question the quality
You know?
of life, and I'm not here to dispute that. I'm just saying crack is not the villain.
Because they wish they was dead.
I don't think they do. I've
No,
never
sir.
heard
Listen,
a crackhead tell me they wish
crack-
they was dead. You know what they tell me?
I heard crackhead wish he's dead. Once again, I had the elusive crackheads of what was our area called? Twynham.
where
Because, there was a Twynham in the street. But not
I would have thought they had cocaine up there back then.
So,
Yeah.
them Joneses, listen, let me tell you something, mate. Them Joneses. Now, granted, I've seen the miracle powers of crack. I have benefited directly from Joneses using
so
crack.
it made them
They have
productive
done
citizens.
jobs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else just now.
He
They
has
were
benefited
productive.
from
I needed a trench to be dug
right.
by a place for some wiring.
And you get it for cheap.
And
That's what
it
you want to
was,
say.
what type of grass, what grass get like
Right.
dense and like it's almost
To unmat
impossible
it.
to like
Right.
just cut through it with it. Right. And
So
so me and my boy were sitting there, we like,
so
it's
Nick,
a lot of work.
TJ, what if I tell you
I think
that was the original usage of
sell
cocaine?
crack because that's how it sounded. Do you sell crack?
I would
sir?
never sell crack. That's it.
Why is that? What's the name? What's the name of the package I sell?
I sell.
I would never sell
crack.
crack. I stand by that.
Crack 1-800 hotline. Oh, for the screen.
But you and me, yo, saw a gun and there ain't no one there no more. It's clean. You can smell bleach all over the place where they scrub it down.
Yeah, Steven,
Hard
yeah.
dries
all the
white.
eyes, all the Steven eyes bloody red from all the fumes.
You know?
Nothing happening in
I
here.
never have gone
All
there.
I'm saying is, right, that cocaine has been given a bad rap. Crack has been given a bad rap.
Crack, cocaine is given a bad rap. Cocaine, I know today people that still do coke and are able to function is very wiry. Nobody I know who does crack is functioning in a way that I could say.
But I'm
we
doing
can
all
have our own
endorsing
conversation.
drugs, Trey. That's so crazy.
We're not
That's
endorsing
so
it. What we're
fucking
saying is
like,
we're
it's like
measuring
you're
the danger.
arguing which one is
Right.
safe for better. Say, listen, boy, do cocaine
No, I'm saying,
instead, dog.
I'm saying,
Don't
if
do
you had to ask me,
if we try, I'm trying to scare people from crack. This man is trying
I
to scare
said, if
people
you
from
had to
crack.
ask me,
That
if you
it's
had
what's it
to
like
ask
being a
me,
bad life.
right?
They out here sleeping
What's
on the
wrong with
side of the
that?
road, full of shit. You got to case it. Mute that. Whoever edited this, cut it.
Like I said, it's put Tide and crop.
No,
There's put
that's-
all kind of
No,
nigga.
you think about coke. You don't put Tide in crack. You think about cocaine.
Steven.
That's not how you make
No,
crack.
bro. Crack is the
No,
cheap version
no.
of the powder,
You
bro.
gotta. So crack is a reduced. It's a chemical reaction. I tell it. Well,
Turn this down before you teach us how to make this at home, yeah?
it's on Wikipedia, guys. The whole point is.
But
So you have something like
Anyway.
cocaine, right? Low calorie, keto friendly,
Colombian cup. Cocaine, like.
keto friendly, carb free, sugar free, right?
I was saying,
This sounds like a monster. This sounds like
And people are like, right, what is taurine,
Taurine.
creatine? Like,
whoever he is. They just
I'm
call him off names.
all I'm
Monster
saying
Bean.
is, right?
Monster Bean.
When you look at things that are dangerous for human beings, right? And in terms of addictive properties, the Bahamas is rife for several things because of the structure of our society. One, we are very susceptible to cults, right? Because of the structure of our society. We love fascism, all right? We don't know that that's what it is, but we love a strong authoritarian person. We love the mythology of the Bahamas was a great place, and if only we could return back to the old times. We love the illusion of power and bullying. So we are susceptible to
But nihilism.
No, but it's in nihilism. I'm telling you the different
Look at the
things
West,
that
bro.
we are susceptible to because of how our society is structured. And addiction is one of the things that we are susceptible to because of the structure of our society. I'm proposing, right, that rather than easily scapegoat something that the average person will never try and makes it say, okay, that's dangerous. Don't do that thing. And out of fear, say, stay away from that. Yeah, that makes sense. However, you didn't actually teach me the principle that would help me in life, because I'll never do crack, but I'll go drink. I'll never do cocaine, but now I in the number house every day. But you know the most dangerous place on Carmichael Road is? I've walked the length of Carmichael Road, right? When I say the length, I walk from Golden Gates to Gladstone Road. I walk from Gladstone Road to Boatswain Hill. I've walked it. The only time, and I talk about day, night, hot of the day, cool of the night. The only time that I felt endangered is when I passed the number house after Faith Avenue. I have always, babe, no matter how much I look, niggas is be swerving through me when I gotta cross over their parking lot. They don't care that I there.
But
Yeah.
so
No, but I'm
it's
saying,
gambling, though.
I literally curse out a dude, and dude is like, he looking at me as he drive off. I'm like, I stopped. I let.
Oh, don't curse
No,
out
babe.
about
I had to
Carmichael.
tell. I say, babe, the money ain't going nowhere, babe. You have a problem, babe. What the F wrong with you? You trying to F and kill me to go gamble? You stupid, eh? No,
is
babe.
stream, bro.
But this
stream,
ain't
bro.
an
Yeah,
old man.
listen,
This a
listen,
young
bro.
nigga. This nigga in his 20s. Right? Because he have an addiction.
Yeah, stream, bro.
It ain't like,
Scrum.
oh, I go in there because it's my birthday. He had to go there at the end of the day. I'm saying that we are rife for this, right? The majority of persons who are wealthy in this country take advantage of that, or they get a stranglehold or something that is necessary. But a lot of these people are taking advantage of the fact that you need, this person need alcohol. This person need to gamble. This person need to do this other thing or whatever, right? Or they become a pastor. But they do all these different things, right? And they're taking advantage of it. If our parents had not just said, only worry about crack because that's the only thing that they was worried about when they was growing up, and told us, hey, you need to make sure the community that you build around you is certain way. And also, I ain't gonna talk bad about my sister just because that one time she do something, right? I can teach you you gotta extend your family, you gotta trust your family. We would have a better social network. We'd have a better safety net. And we wouldn't be relying on drugs as an escape from the pain of everyday life. That's what I'm saying. And also, crack has fiber in
If
it.
you were to decide
But
this,
go ahead. 40% of your daily fiber from
all
one
I
serving of
said
crack.
is, if you need something to escape life from, do not go to crack.
I'm not suggesting that they do.
That
I'm
is
not saying they
you.
do. But I'm saying that they can kill them.
I
don't think
know
he'll
what
kill
you
them,
say
though.
These days, all I know is
See, when you call it the lesser two evils just now, people go buy crap because they have
Now, I will tell you this.
evidence now. That crack ain't killing.
Right, it won't kill them. I didn't say it's the last of two evils. Now, it depends on what the evil is. If you're saying you have the choice between doing crack cocaine and marijuana, I would say you probably should, the one that's about to be legalized might be the better course of action. If somebody say crack cocaine and alcohol, then I say, well, it depends. We talking beer or wine? You say crack cocaine over gambling every single time. Pick crack. Never gamble. Never gamble. Close down the web shops. Take the crack cocaine. That's my message to the people on Carmichael Road. Shut that filthy, lucre, demonic place down. Go to a crack den and do crack cocaine before you go to them number houses. This has been a message from Stafford Hall.
You
know what I said? This
This
vibe is worse than crack in the neighborhoods right now for this show. Please, I beg viewers.
Stephen go find with one suit, babe.
Please support us.
Let me just say.
The thing sign. You say, yo, stop buying numbers.
Let's just say, every time that I start saying something, please at the bottom of the screen just put, Stephen does not endorse any illegal activity. No one at this point.
I endorse it.
Does not endorse this. I'm saying to you guys, don't
box 2 4 6 8 for dollar. Do
not
crack. That's what the bad does.
Like they ain't gonna run the podcast on ILTV no more. So that
they ain't gonna run nowhere. At this rate, we lucky YouTube, but it's up as the band included the US too.
We done.
we rock right now,
we
bro.
Fresh and fit right now, bro.
We
like sneak over.
You know
there,
what? It's okay. It's
we like
just
King Proud thing now, bro.
All I know is at the end of what? Well, okay. I mean, that's fine. We go in there. We here already. I hear you're the man for crack. Do crack. So you saying do crack instead of listen to his jokes? Because that's what he's saying.
I wouldn't do crack.
I would never do crack.
That's what I said. But
I personally would never do crack. I have an addictive personality. It would ruin my life.
It
would ruin my life.
Besides the Joneser, who would say crack is great.
I didn't say it was great.
Let me tell you something. I had a conversation with one of them.
I said it's not as bad as
you stop it now. We are cutting you off. You stop it. All right? You no longer talking. All right? So I spoke to one of the elusive white Joneses of Twynham, right? Not Heights, just Twynham.
The original boy.
And one of them, his dad used to own
a place.
One of the big warehousing places, like let's do like distributors. One of the
I got
distributors
you.
He was left like I think it was somewhere between $11 to $12 million when his father passed away. He did coke, bought vehicles, did everything crazy. Because you got to get crazy when you get money and you're already on drugs. You got to start freaking out. So they used to have like coke parties in the States and some rent like high-end hotel rooms and have coke parties and do all his drugs. His family was able to freeze some of this money. He had like $4 million left. He blew through $8 million in doing drugs and women and everything. When they froze the money, he started freaking out. He's like, no, they can't be taking my money and this and that. So the stipulations around him getting his money was he had to be clean for 2 years, he had to have a job, and he had a couple other things he had to do in order for them to be able to release the funds to him. Okay? He obviously was not interested in that. So he started down the road of realizing that coke is not a broke man's sport. Coke is for people with money. Crack is for people with no money.
Well, it is an economical option.
He started doing crack.
What I would have recommended for him was therapy, but go ahead.
Life went like this, as most crackhead lives do. And he started being a full-fledged Joneser. I watched this. He does have superpowers. He did have
now
superpowers.
You upselling it.
He ate. No. I am selling the superpower part. Other than that, you got to be comfortable with sucking penises, even if you don't
There's no statistical evidence of that.
Because you got to fulfill it. I've heard enough from each Joneser to tell me this is what happens. So,
scratch your head, TJ.
Anyway, now we get in a situation where now we had a conversation with him one night. He did try to sell me a Wendy's combo before for $4 above market price. And he's like, this easily $12. I said, no, it's not. This is not 2024. This is 2001. That boy with the yellow biggie size was like $5 with a biggie size.
Selling the old lady TV.
Okay. And when I tell him that, he say, man, please, man, I just need to go, get myself sorted. See, they stopped lying to me. They stopped lying to me because I used to be real with them. I say, if you lie to me and tell me you can get this money to go do something positive, I ain't giving you the money. I'd rather you tell me the truth, and I give you the money for telling me the truth. All right, then, I gave it to some crack. All right. No, you can't have the money anyway because I don't support drug dealers. So his whole entire thing was he needed enough money to survive. So one night we talking to him, and he's like, wait, you have all this money sitting there waiting on you to clean up. Why you just don't clean up? He said, I have like a plan, He said, I said, so what's the plan? Well, right now I'm doing about 2 to 3 8 balls a week. And what I plan to do to wean myself off a little bit is I can go down to 2 and coast.
That don't sound
I
like
should
a
be
person
able
who's
to
playing
get a
numbers.
job and everything once I get down to 2. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's what that is.
There are similarities in the addiction part.
Oh,
of
yeah,
it. I
Claire's
agree
right.
with you.
Similarity.
Shut up.
What's your
Shut
addiction?
up. We ain't giving you no rights right now because you tell everybody.
I never instructed anybody to do cocaine or crack. I said,
Want a fast weight loss plan? Tune in to
I
crack
said,
your head. Oh my God.
one
Crack
worth to
your
choose
head.
between
0
the two.
calories. Get on the breath. Side effects are penises. So anyway,
You grow an extra penis?
we told him, say, babe, you can
'Cause
just
now
grow.
you're upselling it
The boy
again.
say, I know, baby. He tell me now, 8 to 10 years, I should be able to say, I offer it, man. So I was like, I said, so if they tell you right now, you got all your money right now, if you just was to give it up. Yeah, I can't give it up, bro. Give it up? That's crazy. So here's somebody like me who don't do crack cocaine, who hasn't seen $4 million ever, hasn't seen $1 million.
Yeah, but Nick, I tell you, I send you the video or to do it. Say, if you want to know how to be rich, well, you should have been born rich. You weren't. Well, you should never do that. Never be born poor. you should have never done that.
Yeah.
Why were you born poor?
You can't be that.
But here's the thing, right? All the great ideas come out of poverty.
No, out of necessity. And sometimes because of being poor, you can see the problem clearer because it's right in front of you.
It is like 95% of the
necessity.
time because you poor and you got to find ways to do things that you.
But I'm saying,
probably
right, that's a necessity. I don't want to glorify poverty, but
I don't want to go pride either. But in
it's
reality,
necessity.
the situation is out of necessity, you do certain things. There are things I'll never forget. I have a cousin, and I won't call his name. We all know him.
Wow.
My cousin was dating a girl who was ridiculously rich. Like, we're buying a house next week in San Diego rich. Okay?
TJ looked like, I don't know him.
And
yeah, boy.
she never went to a food store.
Yeah.
Ever. So when he went with her to the food store, she bought like this super expensive, like the first thing she saw, she picked it up. And he's like, why would you buy this? She's like, oh, I don't know. What, is that expensive or something? And he's like, yeah. His normal grocery bill was $80 if he really went to buy a lot of stuff. Her grocery bill was $365. And the feeling he had when spending $40 is what she had to spend when she spent $300 some. So that difference
in perception
in the way that people handle things, my cousin knew that, hey, I could get by doing this and that and that and that. Now, granted, I'm not a big proponent of just getting by. Getting by sucks, right? So, but at the end of the day, there are people out there who have this ridiculous wealth group that their kids, like even back to the original thing that we clearly never completed, their kids operate a certain way. And I believe that because majority of our parents grew up in a poverty state, right? That everything was fair based. When I first was going to leave my job to go to take up another job,
why would you do that?
My old man had me believing that life would fall to pieces because
you get a good job and you ride it to debt.
Work the job for 40 years and you retire, and then that's it.
Yep.
But that's not the case.
No, with these new jobs.
In
that's
the
not the
tech
thing with
field,
these new jobs.
No. But the tech field right now, the average job span is 2 years. Yeah. These people move around at that rate, right? Like, it's insane. Because your thought process always was the only way to be successful is stay with a company for years and then try and get a position in there that's different than your first position that you came in there. So the only way to grow is to grow under somebody else. The entrepreneurship side of things was a fair thing. You ain't know, you can't do that. You ain't gonna ever be able to do something like that. They've put fair in you about doing your own thing. You know when my old man started respecting me? when he actually see me, he saw the fruits that came from what I was doing on the outside and working somewhere steady.
And we talking
Doing
like
the video stuff.
yes later. Nigga.
Yes, yeah, he didn't appreciate it.
Like
When I
when
was
I released,
younger.
like he had to see my old man them, or had to see everyone like clapping when they saw like yeah Charlie or something like that. And this like years later, boy. So before that, boy, you blah 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 blah.
But,
yada,
but that's
yada.
the problem. The problem is like when we talked about
And they know gal was checking you before that first round of applause.
there was always, we were taught out of fear and not,
Yeah.
hey, this is how you do it. Right? So even though we all know, when we say we all know, I mean me and Tyrone
Excuse
know
me?
that Stephen is a madman for talking what he's saying
Wow.
about crack cocaine. And the reality is, fear has guided us further in life, at least in our age bracket.
But not necessarily the good
thing.
thing.
Fear has guided us more.
But
No,
the
it's
first
not
and
good.
last time, listen to me, but the first and last time I drank nitrogen, what everyone used to tell you don't ever drink,
Because it got
was
embalmed.
when I almost go into prison, boy, because I bought it with a
I
drink.
know.
So it's like there's some merit, boy, to like staying away from
No,
this
no,
stuff.
no.
No, that's
Right.
why I
You know
say
what I mean? Like, boy,
you
like,
need a healthy
Ain't
dose
no
of
middle
what
ground,
not to
but-
do.
Right.
You need a healthy dose.
It's like
of
don't
what
light
not to
things
do,
on fire.
right? And
right. I remember,
Yeah.
I remember what they called nitrogen. They said it was the Joneses delight.
they used to say nitrogen is embalming fluid.
Yeah, man. Like the ingredients.
I never had
in
nobody
there.
say
So,
that
like,
stuff.
Super
I said
Value used to
say,
sell nitrogen.
But
I never had none of this
I mean-
stuff.
Here's the
Right.
thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, you never had none of these
Right,
stuff? Well, that's
right.
good for you.
it out
So,
there, boy. It out there.
I don't even think they said nitrogen no more.
And like
So-
I only bother with that. Like,
But that's the thing about
they
it.
don't.
Bacardi
because it
Gold,
ain't-
but they used to say Bacardi Gold was Jones of rum. So for the longest, whenever I hear people say Bacardi
Yeah.
Gold, I used to say Bacardi Gold is Jones of rum.
You realize?
Until I go on a way and I see people drinking Bacardi Gold. I say, look, all these Johnsons. Johnsons!
Like people say, watch this. People say
It's
when
just stronger.
Tampico, oh man, it's cheap to sell that. But then they use the Tampico to make the Bahama Mama, the Bahama
Hey,
Papa.
hey, don't give away the secret.
I don't care, boy. They know why I don't care. What they gonna do?
Don't give away the secrets of the Bahama Mama.
But what?
But
No, wait, none of tell me nothing, but.
But no, the fear of things is.
But I say,
so
man,
I'm not, so we
I
need,
black out just stand there. Don't act like I ain't happiness now. Take that part out, I didn't mean. I don't want nobody know with the rage.
hey,
If I go up with Jafar right now, I
listen,
bring up Jafar.
I agree.
The fear of
Arabian
things
Nights, you know who he
is
is.
what we were taught.
But
we
take
were
this part
not
with Stephen,
a
but
lot of now. Listen, I'm not saying God bless my parents.
They
for
did
doing
the best of what they could do.
Right.
They did the best of the tools they had.
that's what they saying, but
But the steps that their parents didn't take
Lana
with
ain't
them,
cost $4 no more.
the steps their parents didn't take with them, they also didn't take with me. So learning about how to do this and how to do that, learning that don't run to the bank when you need assistance for everything because the bank out to make money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
We grew up networking. We didn't learn networking from our parents. That's the only reason, for the most part, why like our thought process is different. Like,
But
and,
not
like,
even that,
anybody
bro.
will say-
It's
But
only a
let's
small
not
subset
ever
of
ask
us.
me, okay, let's say, right,
It's a
case in point right
small
now.
subset of us.
Wait, listen to me. Well, that's true. That's true. We the exception and not the
It's a
rule.
small
People say that.
subset of us because
But like,
if I look at all, if
I'd
I
never
look
get
at,
a scooter if I was only talking to the same amount of people.
oh yeah, my old man tell me I was instantly there to go to scooter.
I-
Now you got two scooter in the yard. You, Mr. Hall, you. Anyway, so
Yeah, but he
thing
different.
is, my
Daddy
old
didn't
man,
tell me I had a scooter until after I buy my.
my old man
So
used to
it's
act
what
like
the
a
frick?
Honda. Oh, one of them Honda boys used to ride one of them.
No.
Exactly. But and the thing is,
We
right?
don't believe in y'all.
Their fear is they believe that everything bad
They
is going to
didn't.
happen.
They
If
probably
you don't
don't.
follow, they believe everything is bad. It's going to happen. If you don't follow the same. Let me talk, please.
I agree.
Anyway,
I agree
They believe
that.
everything bad is
Sorry.
going to happen.
Go ahead. TJ, you right.
I get money.
You know who would never say that? Somebody on crack.
I
Go ahead.
shut up. So today's one that is letter C. Crack.
I swear.
Anyway,
And the
so-
egg, just crack the egg, and like, this is what crack that to the
So my thing is,
brain. I gotta use the bathroom right quick. That's fine. I got time to wait.
Finish, make
I've
your
been trying to
point.
make
Make
this
your
point.
point.
Okay,
for the past 5 minutes. Can I make the point?
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead, babe. I can try and not look like I use the bathroom.
Stinker. Anyway, so what I'm saying is,
We can't
When
have
I
children
look
with the
at-
Bible space. We gotta make.
successful. Oh my God!
It hit me this time.
Sorry, go ahead.
When I look at successful groups, they are either rich or they are from a different society altogether. When I see families, for instance, the Greek families, their entire family is involved in the family business, and eventually they move on to do their own
But see,
business.
but that's what I'm saying.
So much
But
practical
here's the
learning and
thing.
training and hands-on
I don't know about y'all, but like
experience,
my mother would always say, "Oh, family this and you can't trust family and all these people. They say it's your family and this and that, and they complain about families, right? As opposed to saying, "Oh, let's get together," and they literally down.
It wasn't fault. You don't have a Bahamian family member who didn't pay you for a job. You don't.
No, but I'm saying, but they
like she was in.
no, but I'm saying, but
they
they down it as opposed to saying, "Well, this is how families should be." They literally say,
Well, that's true. Yeah,
and even like how you say Greek people or whatever, right? Like there's a lot inside the general Bahamian population where if you black, you say, "Oh, we need to do like how the white people is do," as though there are no examples of black families doing it, and like it's so far removed, it almost feels like it's genetic that you predispose to not do the right thing. You predispose to not do the good thing, and so the only thing they could do is say, "I'm going to warn you of the specific thing that was a problem when I was growing up." But while you saying, "Hey, let's make sure that none of our children ever get a pet dragon," elephants still exist. And so your children are like, "But I never even see a dragon." And they playing and putting their head underneath the elephant hoof. Because you ain't never tell them about the elephant. You know what I'm saying? Teach them the actual principle.
I'm glad you brought that back because I don't know where you was going with that. I was like elephant. Okay, but I get it
You're
now.
welcome.
Yeah, okay.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I just want to say, we had a lot of fun today. Hey, guys. We had a lot of fun today. But I want you to know, drugs is never the answer. You know, Karl Marx once said, it was Karl Marx, right? Or was it Engels? Who was like, religion is the opiate of the masses. It's not necessarily a condemnation on religion. It is an observation of what is happening. The masses are at pain, and opium back then, the opiate back then, is just like any sort of drug that would ease the pain. All right? The real underlying issue.
Yeah, but China have a huge issue with that too. Yeah, that's true. China.
Opium, yeah.
I forget what it's like. Yeah, but like they beat opium.
The issue isn't necessarily the drugs. The issue is, why do you need the drugs? When we address that, as opposed to attacking the drugs, then we don't have to worry about the drugs being replaced by something else. Because we can replace, at one point, crack was ravaging this land. And then, overnight, it disappeared. But now we have other things ravaging the land, number houses. And what is being done to address that? You can't say, let's get rid of the number houses, and then something else come take its place. That's why we have 30 liquor stores next door to each other. You get rid of all the liquor stores, it'll be something else. You need to address the underneath. No, but you gotta address the underlying issue so that it isn't that our society is so susceptible to addiction.
I think
that was the rainbow making a noise. The more you know.
Are required. But
because they do have the same problem in Africa.
I think the way that we handle information and the way that we disperse it amongst younger people especially is incorrect at this point, right? You see these schools popping up, these STEM schools and things where there are these crazy ideas of there's no real class curriculum the way school used to be, where you got to do.
I know what you're talking about, but there ain't STEM. Don't blame it on no STEM. That's something else. STEM's in it, but it ain't STEMs.
If anything, we don't learn enough for the STEM, I believe. Yeah.
I know exactly what he means, but it ain't STEM.
I know. And it's like
that's them European things where niggas some just be like, yeah, man, be free.
Like where all the children is automatically graduate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. once again, no form of this is perfect. School system ain't perfect because it creates a lot of people that are horrible in society. It creates a lot of people who are good in society, and it creates a lot of people that just in the middle. They go to work, they come home, they get married, they have children because that's what's scripted for them. Not because they want to, because it's scripted. The only way to say that you are successful is that you have a job in the bank, you have a job in one of the major hotels.
Law firms.
It's the only place you can do that.
Law
firm, doctor if your people got money, right? Lawyer if your people got money because all them expensive, right? And you have to do this, you have to do that in order for you to be considered successful. So when you start talking, like I realize like a lot of conversations I have, even in my circle from a career perspective of being in IT and stuff like that, a lot of people that in job positions lower than me or in job positions higher than me have like issues understanding certain way things should work, or even like thinking out of the box. There's such a scripted way of thinking, even down to the way you solve problems is scripted based on this and that. When in reality, the real changes in the world and the real people that make the differences are people that don't think like this. These are people who realize you think like this, so we're going to do this to ensure you stay in this box and I make money off you.
That's a whole different vibe because you're right. And then, so they require, for the world to progress, you require a certain level of rebellion. All right. And they have the statistic, like the people who like end up going on to become like CEOs and world changers and inventors and stuff never be the valedictorians. All right. Because school is a measurement of a certain thing, but when you don't realize what it is that you're measuring, then the whole system is a waste of time, all right? Or not a waste of time, but the system is prone to be either misused or mismanaged or whatever, right? So if the whole point of going to school is I giving you a C in English because I feel like you understand the fundamentals that I'm teaching you, but you don't have a mastery of it. But then you figure out, oh, I know how to game the system. I know what to do to get an A, as opposed to I understand the lesson being taught. You could get A's straight through school and then come out of school and can't write a book, can't write an essay, can't do nothing. You was a straight A student.
Yeah, you could
right. And you the only thing you could do.
And that's
right. But no, you're in book smart though.
Yeah,
but
some people.
But that's what I'm saying. They school smart because book smart is like, I understand things in theory.
But our version of book smart, I know what you mean. But in our version, us Bahamians, when we say book smart, we mean
and then outside of school, you have no actual viable use, and it's like a lot of those people end up in the middle somewhere. But like you never really hear from them no more after that, right? And it's not to say that they cannot do anything, but the thing is, they learned how to be a good student. They learned how to work the system. And the system is never going to teach you how to change it. The system is going to teach you, hey, you figure out the status quo, go be status quo.
I mean, that's one, and do Jackson say this one thing right there too. Like based on what we're saying now, right? Before we did anything with the social media stuff, right? Before everything just exploded after the fact, for the most part, one of the things that I hear all the time, and what's so scary about that is, regardless of whether or not a person was from a public school system or the private school system, they were basically hearing the same thing from their parents. You do it, if you do any kind of media, it's either they don't look at it as something lucrative, or just simply won't work because you hear about it. And that's crazy, babe, because around the time period when we first did it, because it's like 10 years ago, wasn't it? There's like a whole the way some of these students' eyes would light up after the fact, understanding that everything I was doing in school, I still have a way to tell my story, or to kind of make something of myself out of that, but it'll bring you to tears, but Because one of the first things I heard, and I don't blame my thing for that, because I never met my grandfather. My father never met his daddy, right? So he didn't know as much stuff as he would have wanted, but he did the best that he could. Out of fear, one of the first things I heard when I said I wanted to be a writer was that don't make sense, babe. And you know what they really saying? Oh yeah, that's something good to do. It's just ain't for you, because
it ain't.
Good things don't happen for people like you who from here thinking like that.
Yeah, that's beyond you.
And yeah, but and the thing is, I heard this at every level, but no matter where it was, but church, school, at home, everywhere else. You could be in a relationship and you're saying the same thing, which is crazy, but very like that, and that's like horrifying. Because at the end of the day, keep in mind the only reason we even blow up was because enough people that like what we was doing, and we had support numbers.
But you know what's
like I was trying to save to get a BlackBerry, even though I had a particular degree. And this place where I was going to work, they was willing to pay me $200 a week, but I was worth more than that. And now I only say okay because I was looking for a job, right? To get a BlackBerry, because I think I got the same like 2-3 months to get a BlackBerry, but drops up like it bad, and then I got a BlackBerry from 100 jams in like 3 weeks, but and it's like, what the frick I been learning all this time?
What I was gonna say is that it's weird because our parents would say something like they wouldn't say it in so many words, but in different ways they'd say they didn't. No, but I'm saying, but they'd say, all right, the creative field ain't productive, it ain't lucrative, you can't make no money off of that. But then they would also be the same ones who would buy tickets to go watch Count It Again. They'd be the same ones who would sit down and watch TV all day or whatever. And it's like, you realize that this is the same thing, right? But it's like, your mind never made a connection.
You were like Harvard graduates, but then it's kind of sad. The sad reality is too, is they okay, the same thing we talk about all the time. When we talk about how a person can have a come up story from rags and bitches or whatnot, right? Say, okay, this person who everybody loved could say that they had to sleep in their car because they was homeless and make it where they at. This person is somebody, and you know, when before him, right? You know, like, because the way I feel about Tyler Perry, even though he worth $1.4 billion, based on what they say, when Tyler Perry dies, I don't think that he will have the kind of legacy that he wanted to have, because he wanted to stop doing Medea, and when he killed Medea off, he had to bring her back. So there's something going on in there too that keeps us stuck in a particular position as far as success is concerned.
Money on the table.
But I'm saying, as a people, one of the main reasons why he probably had to put the dress back on was because it's our people but don't support you, right? After you make it here, and you try to do something else. And actually empower us, Dred. Because our main issue making money from empowerment is the fact that we don't get support when we try to do something else. With that, Dred, after you make it to the next level in it. But I'd never tell a student, don't go to school, because God is my witness. And I'd be honest with you, if I didn't have some kind of an education, I wouldn't have been able to structure a script properly or have the team that I had. And they didn't even realize that I was in college when I started the team.
I believe that there's benefits in you learning basic fundamentals.
You need some kind of structure,
but even like we think about it right now, like I don't know how electives work for y'all in the government school system.
No, but if you was dumb, let me tell you something. Let me explain to you. Hold up, but let me explain to you because you asked. Hold on, let me say this here. Bro.
I didn't ask. Go on.
You say you don't understand how it works and I'm trying to tell you. You want to know or not?
I was trying to.
No private school student, you go talk about how electives work in my system. I finessed the word.
What I say to you is...
And you can tell me, after you say you don't know.
Stephen, at this point, you were talking about, now you've become the person I need to speak to. Earlier, you was not. So, what I'm saying to you is...
Don't call electives.
Well. If crack cocaine has made a return.
If they taught you that, I ask you to try this out there, let me be you, in government school, it's like you have the pyramid. If as far as electives were concerned, right? They had the electives where I guess like certain students, who parents or maybe they wanted to go specifically in accounts, one of the sciences, or in the STEM fields basically, right? Where they would go. Bro, we were accustomed to thinking that anybody who was in agriculture or woodwork was beneath us, play. And that's a government school. And then if you were a top achiever, what's it that? If you was a top, I mean, you were a top achiever because the stuff that you learn is that you have a different way of retaining information. The kind of electives you got were like weird, bro. Like you have like Spanish, music, and computers.
It's where the computer was the subject. Because they never teach on us coding.
You know? Yeah, but so you would have no way. But
Excel.
Because they was new to them.
But
literally clerical jobs for you to work for somebody else. But this is what I'm trying to say about electives. Electives were technically the alternative way of learning different things.
Yeah.
But they were made to be said as if it was, hey, you
can choose additional
class.
You can pick up a little trade.
You want to learn something else,
But you go to BT value, be $1,000.
But see, that's my point, though. My point is, at the end of the day, right? If you don't know what a system is for, you are bound to use it inappropriately, incorrectly, right? While it is, I understand why teachers would say, "Oh, I feel." Ideal world, a teacher sees you and says, "Oh, Tyrone is creative in writing. He should do this." Blah blah blah. That's not what's happening. Teachers aren't looking and saying Tyrone is creative in writing. They're saying Sandra get straight A's in English. TJ get a C in English. So let me put him in woodwork, or let me put him inside technical drawing or whatever. Now, when I only gone in junior high for government school. Everybody had to do technical vocation, right? When I was there. But I realized it was because I went to CHUs in grade 9 and Prince Will the rest of the time that I realized, hey, the schools are structured in such a way that
I wish I did plumbing agriculture.
But beyond, I mean, yes, I understand what you're saying. But here's the thing. At Prince Will, we did not have technical vocation. We did not have any of those things available to us. All of our
religious education, the BGCSE was automatic A.
All of our electives and stuff were things where it's like, oh no, we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer. You're going to be working an office job, right? We're not teaching you nothing that involve no tools.
You know what, neck boy? Let me tell you something. Right? Let me tell you something, yeah? Anyway, you finished off,
but then I remember, like, I feel like you look at these stuff and the same way you say, but they say, okay, if you take in this course, which is like a writing course, a course involving numbers or words or whatever, you have this idea that you're looking down at people doing agriculture. That has to come from somewhere. Because as a child, you wouldn't immediately say farmers are beneath other occupations. But either through our children,
you wanted to get a fire truck, but you know what I mean?
But
like
either our parents instilled that in us subconsciously, society instilled in us subconsciously, the schools instilled in us subconsciously. But it's like somewhere along the line, somebody's like, "That's weird. That's inferior. You shouldn't do that." And so now you have this weird mindset where it's like those things that are actually the most productive things in society that you need in society, the engineers.
That you could survive.
The dudes who grow the food, all them stuff. Nobody wanted to do it. Everybody looking down at it. And now look at us. We complain about the price of food, but we don't grow nothing. Potatoes could grow everywhere in the world. But we don't grow them here.
Sesame Street had it right, but they never used to show you no niggas inside, don't know counseling. They just show them like corn and all kind of hands-on stuff.
No, I'm going to say it's because, yes, you're correct. But also part of it is because Sesame Street was, the original intention of Sesame Street was they realized the niggas in the ghetto.
I know,
not gentrification. Right? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What they call, I don't understand what the word means, but
so Sesame Street was because they realized that children in inner city communities weren't going to preschools.
That's true.
Right? And so they were falling behind when it was time to go to grade 1. So they literally is like, we need to reach them because rich people send their child to preschool, poor people ain't getting the chance. Sesame Street is a ghetto. They literally is like, we're going to make a ghetto so people could see themselves. That's why the trash cans and the bags all over the place. That's why Oscar the Ghost exists.
Steven,
it's a ghetto.
Steven.
It's made for poor people.
Steven, don't take this away from me, by Steven.
It ain't taking it away from you.
Don't do that.
It resonates with you because...
Wait, that made me a law-abiding citizen, boy. All right? So Oscar was 30, but he ain't killing nobody.
The count was really a pig.
I never said
so
that.
He was correct.
But maybe.
10.
He was Jewish.
Whoa.
Not a pen.
You can't say stuff like that. You can't say this or that.
And
You can't say this or that.
The show.
That is inappropriate.
Want to thank
I just want to say
all of you
the
for
events of
signing
October
in,
7th were abhorrent.
Anyway, so
the blank look on your face. I want to say,
because at this point we can buy a mother blanket sponsor. Y'all have killed every sponsorship run.
What we should do
is we can't get no.
We should upload
sponsor. We can't get. We might be able to get crack sponsorship because we gave a full-on ad for crack.
I love the Jews.
Anyway, so this has been a great episode, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Who edited it? What, you want to put it out there, so let's cut it out.
We've arrived at this point in the junction where
the code was a Christian.
Wow, that's blood libel.
Which are basically our sponsors are us three.
Actually, yeah, that's why you can't say the count is Jewish because it sounds like blood libel.
We'll keep going, and we just keep taking it further down the rabbit hole.
That's an anti-Semitic joke.
Just stop.
Wait,
shut up.
This episode, where he's counting the children,
wow.
and he had a llama
wow. That never happened.
Insert.
Yes, it did. I can show you.
Put it up.
I can show you it.
Yeah. This thing is over.
We are saying with the same voice, the same song. Oh God, I missed my child.
It's not it.
Shut up, Stephen.
I can't even end